Welcome to Tuesday Nights Live, Connecting Live. I'm about to be joined by one Willy Hutchinson. So let's see if he can get connected. I hope everyone is well. Hope you had a good day. Ready for a great interview. Let's see if he's here. He's just connecting. I just spoke to him, so he should just be a couple minutes. Don't forget, if you've got any questions for Willy, you can leave them in the question box and I will answer them at the end of the interview. Good. If they're bad questions, I won't ask them. Hello!
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just literally jumped out the shower.
You're okay. I was like, he's either forgotten or something
Right.
bad's happened.
How are you?
I'm good, yeah, not too bad. Still
Yeah.
ticking away, yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a while since I last spoke to you. We kind of
It
spoke
is,
at the
yeah.
start of lockdown, wasn't it?
There was the start of lockdown. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, since then, I've,
You've been busy.
I've been busy. Trust me, I have. Since then, I've had 2 fights, haven't
Yeah.
I? And
Well, I think you have the title of busiest man in lockdown.
I am the busiest man. I think once I fight again in December, I think I've had the most fights this year than anyone. I think.
Yes, there'll be 4 fights this year, right?
Yeah, 4 year.
Amazing. Let's talk about the last 2 fights because your name has been out there and people have been, one to watch. Willy Hutchinson going to take over the game. It's been a quick process, but it's been a slow process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
But
Now
then the
it's like
last 2
stop and
fights,
start,
it's just
isn't it?
yeah, the last 2 fights though, you just seem to have just exploded.
You know what it is? I've just become unbelievable overnight, haven't I? I've become unbelievable.
Well, it does seem like it does. I mean, to the fans, it does come across like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
anyone who has any insight into boxing knows that you're not an overnight success. There's a lot of hard work that went into.
Listen to me. I've boxed since I've been 9 years old. You know what I mean? It's the only thing I know in boxing. I've done this for 13 years already. I've done it since I've been 9 years old. Trust me, it's not been easy. But I've stuck with it, done what I've needed to do, and that's me now, isn't it? Now I'm starting to challenge for titles, and the people that know me. The funny thing is, the people that don't know me still, they're probably still saying the same thing. Well, he's fighting this or he's fighting that, or he's fighting bums, and the people that do know me know it's something different. You know what I mean? I've only give everyone just a little eye opener. You know, that last fight was just a little eye opener. This next one, when I fight for the title, whoever it may be, I'm going to smash up.
Well, do we know? Do you have? I know it hasn't come out yet, but do you have the name yet?
Well, I'm still waiting on this young fella, Lerone Richards, to see if he still wants to keep his belts or not. And if he doesn't, he vacates, gets himself off his pop, and I'll fight the next in line, whoever wants it.
Is there a deadline for when he has to give you the decision?
I think I'm not actually too sure, to be honest with you, but as long as it's got to be before the 5th of December, because I think that's when things is going to happen.
So, I mean, in all of the media that you've done since the last fight to the announcement that the title is going to be mandatory for you in December,
Yeah.
You all your comments are, I don't care who it is.
Not a care.
I'm going through whoever it is.
Whoever it is, whoever wants it can have it. Anyone. Listen, that's what I am. I've been training very, very hard. I'm as ready as ever. I'm young, handsome, fit, and strong, and I'm ready to take over the world. I'm going to start with the British title, and then it's up and onwards from there. You know what I mean?
What's changed since we last spoke in terms of your training and the kind of the development of Willy Hutchinson?
I'm punching really hard, honestly. What's been happening? It's just I've been staying in the gym. I've been training very, very hard. Dom's been cooking me food. I've lived, slept, eat, repeat, and with Dom, he's really been like a wife, like a type of. With me and him, he's out. I'm with Dom 24/7, so that's I think what's made the difference. And it's not that I haven't been. I've been living the life, man. I've been eating clean. I can't remember the last time I've had a pizza. I can't remember the last time I've went with my pals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I,
Is that
after that last fight, I went home for a week, and that was the only time I got to see my family. You know what I mean?
yeah? Well, what did you do in that week? What was the food like?
You know what it is? I just had a bit of home cooking off me mum dinner, and I got looked after like an egg and a cake. And what did I do? I never done nothing, you know. I literally never got out of bed, I don't think. I just went and seen all my family and really just chilled out.
That relationship that you just described, that yourself and Dom have, do you need that? Do you need to have someone, that closeness with your coach, in
You
order for you to
know,
kind of prosper?
the thing with me and my coaches, not just as a coach or like where it's not really like that there, if you know what I mean. Me and he's a friend, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's not just a boxing coach, he's like my pal. He's a lot older than me, knows a lot more than me. But he's like having, for instance, me dad. My dad's very young spoken and like younger ways of going on. And Dom's just the exact same. Like you can, like my pals, I can speak to him like I could speak to my own friends.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he listen like yeah.
I mean, I know all the guys that are at the gym, they all speak so highly of him, and they always say, you know, that he is filled with knowledge. I mean, you can't, no one could deny that. You know, he has the experience. Do you just sort of have that confidence where everything that he says, you just take on board and know that it's right for
I
you
know
and
that it's
it's the right
right.
news?
Listen, if he tells me to jump, I say how I. And that is the truth. Because if there's anyone that's going to know, it's going to be him, isn't it? And he knows a
Absolutely.
lot more than what I do, because I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I know nothing. All I know is how to fight, and he just tells me how to. He
What
just
would
puts the wrongs to rights.
what would you say is the biggest change that he's implemented in you, mentally and with your
Mentally,
boxing?
very, very, no, but even mentally and in every aspect, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I feel like I've come on leaps and bounds, not just that they're just the people that I've had around me, the people that's been in the
Mm-hmm.
gym, proper fighters, proper men that's fought for world titles, men that's going to fight for world titles, Liam Williams, Kell Brook, Robbie Davis, he's on the verge. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's brought me on a lot.
So is there like a pride then, you know, when you know who's gone before you and what the kind of the heritage and the legacy of the gym itself, does that kind of instill that sort of pride in you, and you want to achieve not only for yourself but for the gym as well?
Mm, what do you mean though? Like
Like,
pride?
do you recognize how important the legacy of Ingle Gym is, and that
No,
you are
it's
now a
very, very
part of that
important.
legacy?
It's very, very important. And yeah, in one way, yeah, because I want to be part of that legacy one day, you
Mm-hmm.
know? When the
Yeah.
ways people speak about Prince Azine and the way and stuff like that there, and other boxers from the Elbom of Graham and all those fighters, they have left a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, I'm going to be leaving a legacy. So listen, Nazim Hamid, yeah, he come in the gym, and now his boys come to the gym, so I've
Yeah.
become good friends with them. So he come in the gym one day, and he's telling us a story. When he used to hit them, he was just saying to everyone, when he used to hit them, he says he could feel his fist go through them. He could punch so hard that he was punching holes through them. So after my last fight, yeah. Now, when he told us this story, it was maybe a month before that fight. So our number rings me. His lad Sammy, but I thought with him. Anyways, ended up being his dad, Naz. He said to me, "You listened, didn't you? You listened. You punched holes through him." So, you know,
What do you say when Prince Nazim is on the phone to you like that?
and telling me that I punched holes, and I listened. And in one sense, I probably did, but it's good, isn't it?
I mean, like, for people like me and for boxing fans, just the fact of being able to have a conversation with someone like Prince Nazim seems like the biggest deal in the world. You know, and you
Yeah.
get to be surrounded by him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But you know, when we all go in that gym, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you're the biggest man in the world or you're the lowest of the world. It don't make no difference. It doesn't make difference what color you are, what you are, who you are, where you're from, what you're from. When you walk in that gym, we're all equal, and it's as simple as that.
It's the way it should be.
And that's the way it should be. There's no big or small. Everyone's equal.
Absolutely. So listen, obviously, you know, we have December coming up, but the last two fights, the biggest difference has been the social media. Your name
Yeah.
after the two fights. Did you get to look on Twitter? Did you get to see the night of the fight how it
I
just
think I
literally
was eight
tweet
winner
after
on Twitter,
tweet?
the most talked about person on Twitter or something. Yeah, I didn't even, I don't know what none of that means. I come out the ring and it was Umar, I think it was Umar, and he goes to me, he goes, "You're trending on Twitter." I says, "What do you mean?" He says, "You're trending, you're eighth on Twitter." I says, "What does that mean?" He says, "You're the eighth most talked about person on Twitter," and stuff like that. So it's
It's
good
true,
that,
you were.
yeah, no, I know, but I don't know really what that means. But it's good, whatever it is, isn't it?
They send you a gold star in the post.
Did he?
No,
No, me waiting on the post, waiting for a gold star.
they should. They should.
Yeah,
But listen, you know, obviously when we last spoke, you hadn't fought. So the whole idea of having to fight behind closed doors, no audience, you know, you
hmm
can hear a pin drop. There was a bit of, you know, a lot of conversation online in the months leading up to when the show started.
yeah,
Who was going to embrace it and who was going to kind of
yeah. I'm
not
torn to
embrace it.
pieces,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
embraced it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I've
And what
embraced it.
is that your experience? I mean, amateur world champion, so you have that experience where, you know, you are most of the time in that environment where it's just judges or maybe like your
Yeah.
coaches or a few people from your
Listen,
team.
I've boxed multiple times. Multiple times. There's never been a soul. There's been me, me coach, a referee. Lucky if there's been 2 or 3 judges round the ring. I've fought that millions of times. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it actually, to be honest. I like it. I don't mind it. But you know when people say you can't, it is a difference. But really, when you go to that ring, you could. In the way I look at it is, I couldn't care if there's one person or a million because I can't hear anyone else. The only person I hear is Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm fighting, I don't even know if there's anyone there. You know what I mean? I don't hear any shouts or
None at all.
yahooing or squealing. I know none of that. I don't even hear it.
So some people, when they have friends or family that are in like the front rows, they
Yeah,
say that they can hear, you know, their dad or their mom or their like other half screaming.
yeah.
But for you don't hear anything.
I don't hear none at all, to be honest with you. I don't hear none of them at all. I don't even know they're even there. Even my own dad. My own dad. My own dad's there all week and with me and doing, and the only person you're interested in is beating the man up in front of you and listening to Dom.
Did you miss not having like that crowd there or your family in the lead up even in the week?
Damn, miss it. Listen, this is just boxing. You know what I mean? They're not going to help me when I'm in that ring, and I'm fighting. I've this when it comes down to it, it's me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Me and my coach.
I mean, obviously the title is such a big deal. In a perfect world,
Yeah,
you would probably want there to be a big audience.
yeah,
Would I be right?
yeah. Of course you are. Yeah, because it would be good, wouldn't it? But as long as I'm fighting for them British titles, that British and that Commonwealth, I couldn't really.
If they said next year, we'll postpone
Nah,
to next year and
not
there's a crowd.
nothing. I'm fighting in December, and that's it. I'm fighting if there's a crowd, no crowd.
I know that visualization played a big part in not only your professional career but way back when you were an amateur. I'm right in
Right.
thinking that you predicted, right, that you would be amateur champion, world champion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How did you
See,
know that story? Did
because
I tell
I
you?
because I no you didn't, but I do my research.
Yeah. I wrote in the book when I was 13-year-old.
Yeah.
You want to know the story? Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, I want to know.
So I was 13-year-old and I went to work with my dad over in Sweden, and there was a book in the front of the van, and I just got bored. You know what I mean? And I wrote on one side of the booklet, I become Scottish, British, European, and world champion as an amateur. And on the next page of this book, this is a God's honest truth. The next page on the book, I wrote in big, massive bubble writing that I become the WBC champion of the world. That was when I was 13. And one side of my book I accomplished. And now I'm on to my second side.
So where did that come from at
I
13
was
years of age?
13-year-old.
Like, did someone tell you, you should write this down, or?
No, I wrote it in the van myself. I didn't even tell anyone that I've done it. I never told my dad when he jumped back in. I never told no one. Nobody. And listen to this. The year before the Worlds, I never had a great year as an amateur. A lot happened. The year before the Worlds. And I told me granny, me dad, and me coach, Frank Delaney from Scotland, that this year was bad. I said, and this is a God's honest truth I did. I said, next year I'll become amateur world champion. They were the only 3 people I told, and I'd done it.
How does that make you feel? Because that's wild.
You know what it is?
It is and it isn't.
It'll never, ever kick in until I'm finished with boxing. It's the only time it will. Because to me, now it's all in the past now. It doesn't really make a difference now what I've done then or what I didn't do. You know what I mean? It makes no difference. It is what it is. But after boxing, that's when I'll only realise.
So does that mean then that you don't sit back and sort of think about what you've achieved so far?
Oh, definitely not. Just now, with my own, I couldn't really care less just now. I just got to keep going.
So when you get a win, or you win a title, or you win a gold medal, like, is it just instantaneous?
Listen
as
to
soon as
this.
you win it, it's gone?
You know when I won the Amateur World Championships?
Yeah.
I won it. I got the gold medal. As soon as I got into my room, I put it in my bag and I never took it out. I never put it round my neck. I never done anything with it. How mad's that?
It's mad. It's mad.
I put it in my
it's
bag,
a huge
and my coach
achievement.
said to me, "Get it out because we're walking through the airport and let everyone know what you've done." And
Yeah.
I said, "No, I put it in my bag. I don't want to."
You must be the only one. How many times do you go to those tournaments, whether it's kickboxing or boxing or jiu-jitsu, and when someone wins gold, they have that gold medal wrapped around their
Round
neck
their neck.
all
Well,
day?
I'm that one person who never done it.
Will things
Mad, isn't
change?
it?
It's mental. Will things change potentially if there is world titles or professional titles that come your way?
You know, probably not. No, it just all depends. I don't want to sit back and be content. I'm not happy yet. I'm not. I'm happy when I've got absolute. I'm a multi-winch wise shinshite. I've got 10-ton spandoodles in the bank, and then I'll sit and be comfortable, and I'll have a look what I've achieved. But until then, I'm not happy. Like I'm not happy yet.
Do you ever worry that you're not enjoying the journey, or do you?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm buzzing. Listen, that's one thing I am. I'm loving doing what I'm doing. You know what it is? I love boxing. Honestly, I do. I love it. Do you know I don't even watch boxing?
No, but I do. I always ask that whether boxers
never.
do watch boxing.
I swear, this is the truth. I went with my family to the casino to watch Canelo Golovkin 1. And I was playing on the roulette while everyone was watching the fight. I never even watched it. I don't watch boxing. I don't watch it.
So this is very interesting because it ties into, I don't know if it's changed, but you the last time I spoke to you, you spoke about not watching anything to do with your opponents. That there was times you got into the ring and you didn't even know anything about the person you were fighting.
I've had is it 13 of it now?
Yes, 13 and 0.
I've had 13 fights and I ain't looked at one yet since I fought. Not a single one.
Not even a little bit of interest to go, even. I want to see how I done there.
I never even looked up to see what it even looked like. That is the truth. That is the truth. That is no lie. I never even looked up to see what he looked like.
Is there a reason?
I just have always been like when you go to fight, it's, you know what I mean? It's, what's going to happen is going to happen. You just got to find a way to win. You know
So
what I mean?
then in now, going into, potentially 14 now, you must put a massive amount of trust in Dominic, in that it's left
I
to him to
leave,
look after.
I leave it all to him, and I just get the job done. You know what I mean?
So
There's no point. I grew up worrying. I've seen me when I was 12 and 13-year-old worrying who I'm fighting, who I'm not fighting,
yeah.
this and that. You shouldn't have no worry. You know
Do
what I
you
mean?
have worry outside of
Never.
the sports? Do you worry about things?
It depends what it is, isn't it? Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, you worry about different things, but I never ever worry of who I'm going to box or what. Never. Never worry.
So, if, let's say, for argument's sake, Lerone doesn't give up the title and you do end up fighting him in December, am I right in thinking that you guys have sparred before?
Yeah.
So when you spar someone,
Yeah.
is there, for those of us that don't fight at a professional level, and when you do have those high level spars,
Yeah.
do you always have in the back of your mind, I might fight you one day?
No. Never. But it does. You do end up fighting, but it's never really. It's just part and parcel of boxing, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just part and parcel of boxing. You end up fighting them anyway. I never really think of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, mostly the most lads I spar is you're most likely going to end up fighting them, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, not me, but yeah, you.
Yeah, you're right, isn't it? It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So obviously, tomorrow night we have the newest member of Ingle Gym making his pro
Yeah.
debut, Danny Morel.
Yeah, a little bit
Um,
in a row.
right in thinking that you've kind of took him under your wing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, listen, he's been in the gym. He's been training very, very hard. Trust me, I've seen him the past few weeks, and he's doing very, very well for himself. And now he's just got to smash this fella up on tomorrow, is it?
Yeah.
And get the job done, and that's his professional career started. I wish him all the luck in the world, and he should get the job done. He's looking sharp, man. Honestly, he's come on leaps and bounds.
Has it been a while now since you've been the new guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good while.
yeah. I'm taking over now, aren't I? I'm taking
So
over.
you're one of the old guys now. When people reference you at Ingle Gym, you're like, oh, that old guy. Oh,
Nah,
that old 23-year-old, Willy
I
Hutchinson.
think you know how weird it is. It's coming up 3 years now since I've been here.
Is it 3 years? I thought it might have been about in around 2 years,
Yeah,
but wow, 3 years.
3 years. I'm well warmed into it. Trust me.
Absolutely. I mean, are you right at home?
I'm right at home. Exactly.
Right at home.
And I'm very, very happy.
Cool. Do you know what? I actually your last fight, I was watching it with some friends who just are fans of boxing, armchair fans. And when you won, they were like, "Man, he's just incredible." And I was like, he's just such a great fighter," you know. And
Yeah.
then they were saying he's so dangerous, and they were all chatting about why he was so dangerous. And one of the guys was like, "Because he's always happy," and that's the most dangerous fighter. Is a fighter that's actually so
Always
happy and
happy. Yeah.
always in there,
Yeah.
delighted, even fight week, always happy.
But you've got to, aren't you? You know what I mean? You got to be happy. You got to be happy with what you're doing. Because listen, I've fought and I've never been happy, and you know, it just play a part in you. But I'm always happy, you know.
Yeah, well, it's the right way to be. It's the best way to be. Right, before I let you go, as
Yeah.
always, everyone can leave a question in the question box if they want to
Yeah.
ask you something. So I'm just going to have a look and see what
I
everyone.
can't see any questions, you know.
You can't see them because I have the comments turned off, but
Oh, right.
they go into a little box that I can see, and
Yeah.
then I'll call them out.
I
Because
hope there's no
otherwise,
other ones.
there's no bad ones. Promise you. If I put the question on the screen, it covers your face, so it just looks terrible.
Yeah, don't worry.
DF Essex has asked, can you please ask Willie, who does he have regarding Joyce versus Daniel Dubois?
Who do I have? It's a very, very hard fight, isn't it?
It is.
It's a very, very hard fight.
Both bring very special things to the table.
Listen, if it doesn't go past 6, the bar's knocked Joyce out, and if it goes past 6, Joyce has knocked the bar out.
That's a great. Can't argue with that. Amir Khan has just said community champion, 100%.
100% community champion. He knows what he knows.
Finton Richardson has asked, can you please ask Willie what his diet is like? Now, I know you've spoken about Dominic looking after everything, and we do see little previews that you put up and that Dominic puts up. I mean, I can't wait. As soon as I'm in Sheffield, I'm going to pay him to make me a 4-course meal because it looks delicious. But what is a typical day?
What is the what?
What's a typical day under the diet of Chef Ingle?
I'll maybe have some porridge in the morning. For dinner, he'll make me a bad boy salad. It depends what it is. It depends on the weight. Some couscous, a bad boy salad. We'll just call it a bad boy salad. And then for tea, it just all really depends on what it is. A big bowl of couscous, a load of salad, fish, chicken. It's always different. Whatever I put up, let me tell you, unbelievable. Honestly,
so how many meals are you eating a day? Is it 4 or 3?
3 or 4. 3. Some days 3, some days 4.
Great. Well, my compliments to the chef.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. Okay, let's see. Alex Robertson has said, when do you predict that you will become world champion?
When would I predict? Before I'm 22 now. Before I'm 25, I'll be world champion.
Place our bets. Place
your bets. Trust me on this. Before I'm 25, I'm world champion. Bet me life on it.
Do you envision a location? A venue?
I couldn't care less. But I will be world champion, honestly.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to be there by that stage.
Yeah.
Let's
Before
hope.
I'm 25, I'll be world champ.
Let's see. There is a request for you. Finton Richardson has asked, can you please ask Willie if he will sing Flowers of Scotland?
Oh, hey. I tried to sing Flower of Scotland when I won the world, and I don't know what I was singing. I don't really know the Flowers of Scotland, to be honest with you.
Have you got any songs?
The Flowers of Scotland. I'm thinking, I don't really know. I don't really sing it.
That was beautiful. That was plenty. Beautiful. Okay, let's take one last question, and this is from Jax1889, and he has asked, Willie, who has the hardest punch in the Ingle gym?
Me.
You?
Me.
So confident.
Me.
What more can be said?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Well, that's on the record now.
Yeah.
Glad.
No, honestly.
Good stuff. Well, listen, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've enjoyed it.
Good, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see what happens in December. It'll be exciting. But listen, thank you so much, and best of luck with everything. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Yeah, have a good week. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Same
good
to
stuff,
you.
Willie. Thank you so
Stay
much.
safe. See you.
See you later. Bye.